Back on the Morning Brew with friends. We're being like Monday morning quarterbacks here, but not about football because we really don't know anything about football.
No.
Instead, we know a lot about commercials because we got Adam Greenhood in, who is with Esparza, and you guys are crushing it yourselves.
Yeah, we're having a very good year.
Yeah.
We represent local clients, national clients, and everything in between. So we're
not bad.
Yeah.
And you guys do a lot of TV production work,
We do.
a lot of commercial production work.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of, what did you think about the Doritos commercials? Because this is one of the most fascinating things to me, is that anybody can just say, I got a good idea. And how does it work? Do you just like submit your idea, or do you have to film it first? Or
you submit the idea, and then you film it slightly, and then they narrow it down, and then the top ones they actually go back and they film.
They reshoot them.
Right. And the Crash for Super Bowl has been Doritos contest for 10 years.
Has it been that long?
It's been 10 years. This is the 10th year. And this is actually going to be the last year they do it.
Oh.
What they said was that, when they started it, Facebook was a year old, and people were just getting used to the idea of putting their own content on the air. And now it's matured to the point where, well, you saw the commercials last night. And actually, 2 of them ranked in the top 5 in the country.
I can't believe 2 amateur concepted, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Amateur concepted commercials are in the top 5. Beat all the Madison Avenue firms. Beat everyone who's professional.
Well, yeah, and it's interesting. There's all sorts of different rankings, and the public ranked them, in the top 5. And so Doritos gave each of them $1 million for being able to achieve that.
That's
and
huge.
These guys are young filmmakers too. It's not like they just were in their house and woke up one day and decided to do a commercial. Both of them are aspiring young filmmakers. So yeah.
That's cool.
So,
that's cool. Well, I love that 2 different guys get $1 million.
Yeah,
2 different teams.
Yeah,
that's very cool. And then I know that the winning commercial, the one that was ranked the highest, was the Hyundai commercials.
It was the Hyundai commercial. We, at Esparza, we have a metric that we use. We want everything to be, engaging, relevant, and arresting, and also measurable. And in this case, you can actually measure the commercials. A lot of times, there's a lot of conversations about, how do you measure? Well, in the Super Bowl, we measure the commercials.
You have the thing. So we've got that commercial. We can show it here.
This was Kevin Hart.
Oh, you look good.
Thank you.
Hey! See the guy taking my little girl out, huh?
Yep.
Huh. You know what? Why don't you go ahead and take my new car?
Thanks, Pops.
Go ahead, baby.
Watch this. Favorite spot? Favorite girl?
You messing with the wrong daddy!
I'm taking you home.
Why?
Car Finder on the Hyundai Genesis.
Back so soon?
Here you go, sir.
Because a dad's got to do what a dad's got to do.
Honey, what'd you guys do tonight?
I thought that was a pretty clever commercial.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun.
I'm a father of a 9-year-old girl, so she's not there yet, but I sense I'm already having those Kevin Hart feelings. I've already actually had dreams about the evenings like that. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think everybody who is a father probably has the same.
Probably relate.
Is that one of the things that makes it good, is that everybody can relate to that
I
commercial?
think so. I think in the Super Bowl, I had a Super Bowl party, when you have a bunch of people in a room, there's an environment to a Super Bowl party where it's loud, half the people are paying attention, half the people are eating chips.
Right.
So I think things, they always say like puppies and dogs and big themes that are very human themes, are very easy to get your head around, play best during the Super Bowl.
That's like books. That's like anything, you
know,
any
like
TV show.
It's very easy to connect with, and I think I think that's a good example, like you said, of anyone who's a father, even of a 9-year-old or a 22-year-old or a 4-year-old. Any dad can instantly relate to that, to what they're talking about.
Yeah,
there.
probably moms and everyone
Moms
else.
too. They can relate to how dad feels.
Right, or anyone who's ever been on a date.
Exactly.
That nervous 16-year-old date like that with somebody. You know what it is.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. What was your favorite? What was the one that you thought was really the commercial that really connected?
There were a couple. I have to say, one of my favorites was there's an Audi A8 commercial that it sort of featured an astronaut who had, was long since retired and maybe starting to lose a little bit of his marbles and thinking a lot about his past. And his son shows up and they go for this joyride in an Audi A8, and you can see how for him, it's like the A8 is like
It was
a
the
rocket,
rocket ship,
basically.
yeah.
Again, he was reliving his youth. So I thought it was beautifully produced. It was exactly, I think, when you look at an A8, it's such a ridiculously sport car
Right.
that it is a rocket.
And it
basically.
costs almost as much as a
yeah,
rocket.
exactly. It's exactly.
It probably costs in today money as much as an Apollo 7 moon landing.
Right,
cost back
it's
in the
coming in
day.
there. I like that. I also like, there was a wonderful text ad that was all about domestic abuse and domestic
Right.
violence. It was
Right,
really
that was a
well
moving
executed.
one.
Very
That was a
exec-
super
yeah.
moving one. I
really
did
like
see
that
that
spot too.
Yeah, there was this year. There weren't a lot of those. Last year there was a lot of the Be a Good Dad ones.
Be a Good Dad, Dove.
There was a lot of those last year.
Yeah.
This year there wasn't as many of those messagey.
There
ads.
wasn't, right after in the year 2000 when the .coms were exploding, and I remember E-Trade had its monkey, and they're just burning
Right.
money.
And
This
the
felt
sock
closer,
puppets.
right? Sock puppets.
Right.
This felt a little closer to moving back toward that. Mountain Dew had a spot called Puppy Baby.
See, we were laughing at
Baby
that
monkey,
one
yeah.
because we didn't realize that was actually for Mountain Dew.
It's from Mountain Dew. Yeah.
Because that clever, fun ad,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't realize what they were selling until like the last.
Last
half a
second,
second.
they're like, "Oh, Mountain Dew has 3 flavors, see, 3 and
We're
3,
like-
and that's what it is." And
Right.
and again, that goes back to at our agency, we track a lot of these things, and we work very hard. The worst thing you want to hear as an advertiser is, "Oh yeah, that spot was really funny. I can't remember what it was for." And I think that's so. When you just tag a little end there onto a 29-second premise,
Right.
people miss it,
Right.
and so that's just sort of you have to kind of chalk that up to an ad fail. Frankly.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. What else failed? What was one of the other ones that you guys looked at and you just like? Did you do a face palm with any
Ad
of
fail.
these?
Well, it's the second or third year where we've seen the toe fungus.
Oh, God, I hate those. I hate those.
I saw animated intestines.
The
If you find
animated-
yourself
yeah.
animating anything internally in your body, you're probably
Right.
into a mistake.
Well, we were like,
Right.
we were just talking when we were watching the game yesterday, my friends and I. We were like, do like NFL players have a big problem with toe fungus? Is that a
apparently
thing?
it's a big scathing problem in the NFL, right?
Right. Between that and diarrhea, I guess they have all these problems. Like,
And those were the worst two on the USA Today's
Right.
ad meter. Those
were
ranked
bad. Okay, so I'm
in
not
the same
alone.
company, and they're two
Oh, really?
different medicines, and both rated remarkably low. So I don't know when they're going to start taking the hint. Like maybe they shouldn't be on the Super Bowl, or they need a new agency.
Right.
We're happy to help them.
Esparza's here for you.
Esparza's open.
Well, this year I thought it was $4 million. You said it was $5 million a minute.
It's closer to $5 million in 30 seconds. Yeah.
And that is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
But you said it's actually compared to like the number of eyeballs
Yeah,
you get
it
per
is.
dollar.
And it depends, what your product is. I think the Super Bowl, because as an advertiser, we're asked this a lot. What about the Super Bowl? That's
Right.
everyone knows that one. When you consider the Super Bowl's global reach, if you're advertising a product that has global reach, or at least national reach, legitimately, it's not such a bad ad buy. I mean, it's $5 million to get the space. It's probably another $5 to $10 million by the time you're done making a spot and promoting the spot. But that comes out to about 13 cents an eyeballs, 13 cents per person, which
That's not
ironically
bad.
is not mathematically.
So 7.5
that
cents an
bad.
eyeball.
Yeah, 7.5 cents an eyeball, right? 13 cents per person. So ironically, but the right product and the right reason to do it, it actually can make some sense. Not for all products, and certainly
Right.
if you're the local coffee shop,
Right.
you could save your $5 million.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But if you are a national company,
If you're a
trying to get
national brand, you're
reach.
launching something new. You have everyone. There are very few moments left, frankly, in our society where you have everyone looking in the same place. And so, as an advertiser,
Right.
that's very sexy stuff.
The only other one is the Morning Brew.
The Morning Brew. Advertise the Morning Brew.
Right. We're back in a couple of minutes.